I'm just going out for a bit. Today, I'm just going out for a bit. We're going to the Haunted Wood. Sally in the Wood on the Bath Eastern A363. Behind me has been reports of some shocking paranormal activity. So my thing for tonight is to stay there, do an investigation and see if anything to the stories and the history and all that to do with Sally of the Woods. Right, let's hit it. On this stretch of road, there have been reports that the locals are sometimes afraid to go through it at night time. There's been reports of shadows and young girls running across the road into the traffic, and proportionally there seems to be a lot of traffic activity resulting in crashes and so forth. So we're in the woods proper. Going to pull up in a minute and make our way and explore what is Sally of the Woods, what has happened, what paranormal things have come off in the past. When we come to the woodlands just outside Bathampton, just by Monkton Farley, which is above the ridge over there. So we have got to talk about the name Sally the Wood. Now, if you do research on this, there's a young girl called, a person called Sally Gibson, who was married to the gamekeeper of the local area. He died, and at the ripe old age of 41 was left a widower with nothing, no pensions, nothing along those lines, and she lived in these woods in an old shack, and she had to make a living. And she lived to the ripe old age, I think, of 102 or something along those lines. And she made a living through living off the land, very bushcraft, but also selling her potions and elixirs to passers-by to the road down the bottom. Now people would come and leave gifts outside her shack, money, presents and so forth, but there are reports that animals would not come up the hill towards the shack. They'd go along the road. There was nothing along. People would leave gifts, and upon her death, the bailiff of the estate here went to her place and was shocked by what a strange, dark, smoky, dishevelled place it was, and he burnt it down. And myth and folklore have put an old witch-like crone walking through the woods, whispering to people, and this has been confirmed, like it or not, through mediums and so forth who have listened to what Sally has had to say, and you can go on the internet and find out these things. But a bit of delving and deep diving into it, but you find out about it. So that's Sally of the Woods. Other information regarding Sally so far? No. So, if we come across an old hag-like figure, it's not an old girlfriend, but as we go through the woods, and the woods here are peppered with limestone, oolitic limestone. There you go, that's a big word for you. Oolitic limestone all over the place. So there's caverns and there's caves in the woods. So if you do like to come, bring a torch, because it's very educational. It's very nice to look at. As we get closer to Brown's Folly, we can talk about the other entity that might live here in the woods. And there's a story that birds don't sing in the woods here, and it's roughly about 5 o'clock in the evening, and I can't hear a thing. Again, more wizened yew trees. So beautiful, yet so deadly. How bizarre is that? Very cool. If you were to be here at dusk, and your mind would play all sorts of tricks, wouldn't you? Hands reaching out to you, trying to touch you, take your soul. Nonetheless, it's pretty beautiful, isn't it? An altar, perhaps. Many a campfire's been in there. Caves, caves, caves. Sally, are you there? Just a simple shack in the woods, they said. Nothing but bad will come from the shack in the woods. Unlocked, uncared for. Just a simple shack in the woods. I don't know if you can see just over there, goats. And while this would be a superb place to camp out for the night, those things like Jurassic Park, before you know it, you'll be getting nibbled at in the middle of the night and there'll be holes in flesh and fabric everywhere. So unfortunately their job is to keep this place foliage-free somewhat. There we are, folks. Jurassic goats. About 100 metres down, directly down from the folly, you come down to the gate over here, and time to look at some caves. Bring a torch. I've been reliably informed. Oh, there's a cave just there. Look at that. Oh. There's people here. Hello. Sorry to rain on your parade. All right. What are you up to?
Oh, we just got done filming a video. We're just
Really?
Yeah, we're going now. But, have you been here before?
No, I know nothing about the place whatsoever.
Oh no. Well, yeah. You're probably wondering why I'm covered in fake blood.
Excellent. Okay then.
It's not real.
Yeah, not real.
Right, I'll be checking the papers tomorrow to see who's missing.
Don't worry, we're in Sign in the Wood anyway. You know, it's not a new thing, is it?
We just noticed some protected species there. So
Oh yeah, the back.
it's hidden behind the plant.
Oh, I see. Dangerous mine, protected bat roost. Cool. Whoops.
Yeah. So we just come across the wood, obviously.
Yeah,
And the cave. Obviously, I don't think it's supposed to be in this little bit, just because it says about the ash trees and things. But it's only just hopping over the gate. We wanted to film that, so we'll hop pleasantly back
Cool.
over in a minute if I can reach.
About Sign in the Wood, my mate actually told me. Well, what he told me when I first came back in like April.
Yep.
He said, I know some girl locked, like little girl that got locked in the tower, and she never got let out. So she didn't get discovered for like another 100 years.
I went to the tower and you can see like the edge of this like rusted door, what it seems or used to be.
yeah.
So I'm guessing that might be true, but we never know unless we have a time machine and go back.
Yeah, we didn't know. We didn't know, what the proper story was, because outside the tower, all you can see is the wildlife
Yeah, the goats.
advert and I meant the paperwork on it.
Oh, yeah.
Information on it. But there was nothing on Sign in the Wood, so I was
Cool.
quite surprised at that. Really, there was no.
I think that's just
Nothing.
the name that people have given the forest because of the legends and all that.
Yeah, I think I've explained already to people here. There was a old lady called Sally the Woods used to live here, and she became an old crone and lived on, homemade potions and all that sort of stuff. So,
Came to haunt the forest.
well, people, once you get used to an old screaming lady, you tend to sort of make up stories. And back then there wasn't, Love Island or something like that. There was just going down the pub, telling stories. So that's okay. So is this for a video? Is it a project?
YouTube.
Comedy horror.
Yeah, comedy horror. That's what we go for, isn't it?
Cool.
It's a
And
bit
what's
more
name of yours?
So I've got a prototype name right now because I call it Halloween Skit. So this is I've got Halloween 1, Prank on Harvey Wright, Halloween 2, Getting Even, and then there's Halloween Skit 3 right now, but I'm thinking of calling it Halloween 3, The Puppeteer. That's my prototype name for it. So of course this will be out on Halloween night this year.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
cool. And have you got a YouTube?
Oh, yeah, my YouTube channel.
Is it called?
It's called Maxi. So it's capital M and a capital C, Max, and then capital C double EY. So Maxi.
Right.
Like that.
We'll look on that. Get a view on that.
It's gonna be a lot more professional than my other two this year. So
Are you
yeah.
sleeping here tonight or?
Yeah.
Nice. What you sleeping in the cave? Or
No. I'm gonna be sleeping with Sally of the Woods. Who
Does
knows?
get cool.
With
Gonna
Sally in the woods.
She's going to read you a bedtime story.
Well, if anybody visits at 3 o'clock in the morning, who knows what's going on? I'll also be running very fast. All right, so what's your names?
Jane?
Jane?
Max.
And Ryan.
Cool.
And
Okay.
you are your channel as well, maybe.
My channel's just going out for a bit. So, you know, just have a look and see what you think. I just do camping and sort of stuff like that. So, excellent.
Oh,
You're going
yeah, that's something.
camping tomorrow.
Oh yeah,
and
you
then-
are.
In
And then we'll
Brindley.
go.
I come back the
Later on.
14th, and then 6 days after that, I go camping with him and a couple of his mates, so
3
we
nights,
can
I believe.
have a couple of drinks and have a good time.
Oh, yeah, I'll get my guitar out this time. Because I actually wrote 2 songs. So I'm ready to go. Yeah.
Cool. All right, folks. Well, I'll
Really
leave
nice to
you
meet
to it, and hopefully the body decomposes pretty quickly, so we
Yeah,
don't
you
miss
know,
anything.
We had a stunt dummy yesterday, funny enough. So. Yeah, have fun. Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, have fun.
All right, take
Nice
care.
to meet
Really
you.
nice to meet you.
Let's have a look in the woods.
Good luck.
Alright.
Keep safe.
Thank you. And
It
Don't
does get
forget
a
what
bit
time
cold
it
when you
gets
go in
dark.
there, but it's not too cold,
Forget
don't
you're
worry.
around sundown, is that alright?
okie dokes. Cool. And here we come to the opening. To Brown's Folly. Hello. In 1848, Captain William Brown, and that's with an E, had this made. Was it to provide work? Or was it to just fulfill a father's protectiveness? That's where one of the other stories come into line. So, one of the stories are that Samuel's father built this on his land to keep an eye on his young nubile daughter who went missing, never to be seen again. So that's one story. The second story is Napoleonic era, 1840s or so. Some troops were stationed up here. They imprisoned a young gypsy girl and did what Napoleonic troops might have done to young gypsy girls of the time, but eventually imprisoned up there. She starved away and came back to wreak her vengeance on the road down there and in the woods. So we go back to the scary, spooky stuff. Again, sightings of young girls walking through the woods, shadows running through the woods, and going down to the cars below, frightening the poor drivers. Well, there'll be many a crash, and having reported someone running in front of them. And again, mediums have been here, and again themselves they've reported whispering and tapping on the shoulders and all sorts of weird paranormal stuff. And as you can see behind me, the other wildlife here, cyclists. So be careful, because these guys go very fast. They're very talented at the same time.
Hey up.
Hey up.
Hey,
Very precarious steps. And that's why I'm speaking to myself, speaking to the camera. Went up the steps a little bit and nah, didn't like that at all. Impressive thing, but a little bit dangerous. It just takes 2 minutes to put that into a freaking carrier bag, eh? So it's dusk in the haunted wood. Don't know what time it is. I'll have to look at my watch later on. And I've got my tent up. It's the duck shoot bivvy. If you can really see it in the background. I have a best luck in the morning, but I've got my woobie to keep me warm. And yeah, all good looking so far. About to try out my new little stove here, which give it a go anyway and see what happens. But right, coffee first of all. I think I deserve it. When you Esbit stove, basically mess tin with a bottom bit to cook stuff up. Tonight we're using meths from an old Nazi thing. And what you do, that goes in there, but normally you would have solid fuel, but I'm not going to do that tonight. Okay, as easy as that. And normally YouTube influencers get £500 tents to review and all that sort of stuff. Instead, Mr. Bibini has sent me some noodles. And he does say they are rather spicy. So if the ghouls and goblins of the wood don't get me, this certainly will. So that's that, with a bit of spam chopped up inside of it. And I think I'm going to have a coffee just to wet the whistle. Alright, so while the water's boiled and we're done with watching boiling water in the world, the last thing regarding the wood and so forth, again, in the research what I've done, there are things like hands on the tents causing people to run away. So my escape route isn't too far away, and there is stuff of the occult sort of rubbish with people in robes and chanting and all that stuff. So were we here waiting for it all to happen? The skeptic in me probably was going to say no. Those who know me and know after a few winter warmers, I have never seen a ghost. Never seen a ghost. I've seen weird things. I've heard weird things, which some of you know about, and I'm not going to publish on YouTube. But this is just an investigation. It's some lovely woodland. It's lovely and quiet. Can't hear the traffic. It's just me in a wood, and I doubt there's anyone within a mile plus from me. So we'll get back to you in a minute when you see me dying with the noodles. Got to be done. And after that, it's just a case of listening to the radio, a little bit of the YouTube on the internet sort of rubbish, and that's about that. So we're looking good, looking good. And next sort of thing, we'll see you in the morning. So we're not just yet. We'll talk about that as it goes. Right. For now, guys, I'll catch you in a bit. Right. Seems very spicy. I'll report back later. Morning everyone. Survived the night. No ghouls or ghosties prodding me, interrupting my sleep. The only thing to do that was probably a muntjac barking away. Just, you know, that's about it really. Slept okay. No. And I just got some water on the boil for my coffee and my traditional English breakfast of congee, which is an acquired taste. It's just like Chinese porridge. It's lovely. So one of those things. Oh. Whoopee again. Didn't let me down. It's lovely. And of course the trusty old Dutch hoop bivvy. Brilliant things. Okay. Well, I may as well get myself up and rising, because I can see wisps of steam coming off the boiler. Very good, nice big piece of kit in itself. I do like it because it's conveniently noodle sized, as if you would spend lots of spondulux getting that for your noodles. Right, but it's also got a low centre of gravity, you know, so I'm not gonna waste the water when it spills all over my legs and, you know, all over the floor, because no, Mother Nature's seldom straight and level. So there you go. Okay, right, time to put some life-giving coffee into me, and I'm good to go. Right, I'll make our way back. Right, that's it. Survived the night. Didn't get possessed, spooked out or anything. Thanks, Sally, for not being there for me. Okay, well, I hope you've enjoyed this. A little bit different as always. I tried to do something a little bit bizarre. If you like it, subscribe, ring the bell and all that malarkey, please. It all helps. And just like the video if you don't mind a final click, and it all helps to build the channel. And give me reason for just going out for a bit. Okay, right. From Sal in the Woods, cheerio.